All right, well, peace, peace, peace. We're gonna come back with another video, man. Yeah, I was just thinking about this. First and foremost, hopefully, the Most High your house is blessing your day, man. By His mercies we aren't consumed. Yeah, let's go with this showing that love and kindness, kind of like what we talked about in the previous video. Yeah, I kind of touched on some aspects of it, but I think the brother sent me first one mentioned a quote, and this quote, of course, is a quote. He mentioned it in the in the class he did on Friday, in the video he did on Friday, but um pretty sure we all heard this quote, and and it's all about kind of like now. I'm just trying to like just consider this perspective. We look at this as well too. It's like the what you call them the my class Maya Angelou quote, like when people show you who they are, believe them. And a lot of times too, I noticed, like I was thinking about this the other day, and rightfully so, because it is applicable to that, and that's kind of what the quote was like, meaning, like mainly that was Mark was hitting. But a lot of times we look at that in the negative aspect, but a lot of times too, let's look at a positive aspect, man. When people actually showing you who they are, like you know them, like how I said, buy their fruits and ask you who they are. That's actually who they are, man. Believe them, that's who they are, man. Don't let that. Well, I'm about to get into Iraq real quick. That evil suspicion overthrow it, man, and you could get rid of a good person for that, man, in your life, man. Don't do that, man. It's like honestly, man, when people are showing you that things, man, like um, that's just who they are. Cause you know what it is too. That's perfect. Cause it's like the perfect segue just to like that's who the Most High House is, because that's like I always say. Shout out to brother Assembly Firstborn, right? I was actually talking about this with my actual brother that was over here a few days ago. Because a lot of times too, like that's why a lot of people don't believe in the Most High House. I believe in the Most High and the Son, or the Word, because a lot of times it was lack of love and betrayal in their life. People that loved them was supposed to love them, didn't love them, or two people that been betrayed, like by people that's supposed to love them, loved ones, whatever it be, parents, guardians, friends, relatives, friends, whoever, and that's just like that's really reason why, like in their minds, it's like, okay, these people that that were supposed to love me, that I can't, like were supposed to love me, they didn't do that, or they didn't love me, that they didn't portray me, but also too, they portray me also too, like, so how can I like love or believe in a man that I can't see? But like the brother sent me the first one said, and I got one of these people, man, in my life, like my uncles like that. It's like, but it's that one person that that always said, like that's yeah, that's good. This leads me into John 7. That's crazy. All praise to the Most High. But there's always that one person in your life. I'm pretty sure some people didn't have that, unfortunately, in their lifetime. And I feel for you, man. I honestly do. Like, that's fortunate. But you always had that one person that they word was a bond. What this person say, oh, that's getting done. Like, it don't matter when, where, how, well, it's getting done, man. More of my uncles was like that, man. And this is like, I eat, like, things of that nature. But that's what the reason why. But that's how the Most High house shot is, man. But you know what? And that's why you get, like, let's get to John 7, because this is kind of impromptu. But like going to the quote again, when people show you who they are, believe them, man. Because like the Most High house shall show me who they are, man. I'm gonna believe them, man. Thank you. Like, I believe him. I'm going to believe him, man. Like, because, man, we just see, like, because it's crazy. Because, like, one, when we was in Egypt, we're such a see it to believe it people. But one, we could see, like, no, I know I can see it. Everybody can see. We can see prophecy. But one is the Most High, like, closing the blind, and he's just closing the eyes on people he doesn't want them to see it. But, one, two, but you can see prophecy every day. But, you see that sun coming up every day. You see the wind blow. You see it. You see it every day, man. That's what that Psalms is about, like that. That would be a testament against the unbelievers, man. What Psalms 19 going into, but yeah, man, that's just is what it is, though. But yeah, like Black was in Egypt, like like we saw all that, so we still didn't believe. So we're such a seed to believe in people, but even when you most out of your house, I told you, you still don't believe it, man. But that goes into the whole Maya Angelou quote, the whole quote that that I was going to get. That was that listen, man. But like when people show you who they are, believe it, man. To the Most High in your house, shows us, like who they are, man. So I believe him. Let me grab this. Like John 7:38. He that believeth on me, as the scripture hath said, out of his belly shall flow rivers of living water. Yeah. So it's crazy too, because I actually my mom sent me a prayer. Like she sent me like a prayer picture this morning, it had to do with like this, like the living water, things of that nature. You know, I sent her John, 4:14, but I could have sent this as well. But yeah, man, like when people show you who they are, believe them, man. Like the Most High Yahweh tries to show me who He is, so they show me who they are, man. I believe them, man. That's it. Like honestly, like that's just you know, that's why I said that when I come back, who shall find faith in the earth, man. That's another thing too, man. But yeah, man, that's just what it is. Even on the natural tip, even in the world out there, when people show you who they are, believe them. Actually, not only is in the negative, bad aspect. No, man, people have their fruits, their actions show you, okay, no, that's actually who he is. That's like who he said, man. I remember like watching the I think I mentioned it before, the 50 Cent clip. We talking about the infamous gangster out of Queens, Supreme Griff. I think he's doing like life sentence, whatever. That's a whole another story for another day. But yeah, man. But he said, listen, man, I don't like Supreme Griff. He said, I don't like Preem, but let me say this: he was everything he was cracked up to be. Like, you know, I'm sad to say not in that aspect, but you know, they're saying some people are who they portray they are. They're everything they're cracked up to be. Honestly, man, sometimes people are just like I said, like, you know, a lot of times too, because me personally, I like sports. Depending on the team, I like sports. Actually, like Colin Cowherd said, sports dynasties, they're good for sports. They are, honestly, because different teams will win the different every year. That parity, and it's not so good as people say it is, man. But that's why I like witnessing greatness, because it's like history. It's like one the word. It's like, and it's also like history, like kingdoms rise and kingdoms fall, man. But you know, that's just that's why, like, even the Chiefs, man, like, you know, like some people are just good at advertising. I remember talking about Patrick Mahomes with one of my homies, man. With my homie, I was like, listen, man, like he's just as good as advertised. Some people are just good as advertised, like, you know, like, because every time that's a new thing too. Like people think like, oh no, this won't be contrarians or saying everything's overrated. This person overrated, not because some people they actually have that perspective and they can give reasons why, like really, you know, and they can say, okay, this person's quantifiable reasons why I think this person is overrated. And overrated means like pretty much they're just not as good as they're portrayed to be, as they're cracked out to be. It's not overrated. It doesn't mean the person's not good. So people, we kind of get that, like, you know, misconstrued. But yeah, man, some people did, but sometimes people just want to be like, you know, just contrarians or whatever. But that's where that Proverbs 18:1 comes in. But yeah, man, that's just it. Some people are just as good as advertised. I'm using a sports example, but some people are just actually who they are. That's what it is. But you know, that goes into other quote, like, you know, I heard growing up, some people just don't hate you how the most, like, you know, they don't like you because how many they don't like you because how many people love you, man. It's the same way with the Lord, man, because like, you know, the Pharisees hated him because how much people believed on him. But even that a lot of times that's the thing too, because not a lot of people did, or people did believe on him, but the people that did at one point, that's what that John 11 is about though. But yeah, man, that's just it is what it is, man. So sometimes like that's just happens, like that's where the envy and other stuff comes in. But yeah, man, some people are who they're as good as advertised, or they are who they're cracked up to be. They're actually that. Like, you know, their fruit, their actions, you know, and their life shows it, man. So you know, but yeah, man. That's just is what it is, man. So, you know, but don't like I said earlier, man. Don't let that you know, evil suspicion or something like that ruin cloud your you know, judgment on that, man. Or because a lot of times people do that, man. It's just that, like, you know, um um yeah, I remember speaking of football. I remember what's called, you know, on Undisputed, James Harrison was on there, or Skip was on, because you know he's a Tom Brady fanatic. Well, show's over now, but he got he's a Tom Brady fanatic or a fanboy, but yeah, he was just saying, like, and they had James Harrison on. He was mentioning how James Harrison, like, you know, he didn't really like Tom Brady like that. He thought he was like kind of phony things in nature, like as a teammate, as a leader. But like, you know, but like once that 2018 season, when like actually Eagles won the Super Bowl, like he was in there with him. He said, "Oh no, man, I was actually wrong about him. That's actually who he is. It's not like not an act. It's not who he is." I'm saying to say it because that's how, like, a lot of times, like, that can happen. That's why that Sirach is so key, man. But let me grab this too. Let me get Ecclesiastes 3. It says, yeah, for many, yeah, exactly. And this is going to righteous judgment right here. For also too, for many have been deceived by their own vain opinion, and evil suspicion have overthrown their judgment. So yeah, man, exactly, man. That evil suspicion, you could actually not have a good person in your life, or get rid of a good person in your life, because, like, you know, when people show you who they are, believe them. Sometimes it's not always in a negative or in a bad way, in a wicked way, or it could be a righteous way, in a good way, man. So it's just like, yeah, man, that's person who he is actually who he is. I mean, of course, like, you know. Of course, as humans, be like, you know, that's the thing too. Like, you know, No, I'm going to digress into that, man. And plus, honestly, you can be. Let me say this too. You can be perfect and you can be flawed. Let me say this too, because in the spiritual aspect, because a lot of times too, like the brother somebody firstborn says, like, listen, when the Most High says that, like, he's just saying, like, of course, like, being faithful and have your integrity, man. Of course, with like, us as, like, yeah, human beings, man, it's gonna be like, you're gonna be flawed, but in almost all your house, I was like, you're perfect. Look, David, Peter, whatever. These we read about certain mishaps these holy men, the sons of God had, these righteous men had, or righteous forefathers had, but they were still perfect in the Most High house as I. So that's what that is too. So yeah, and that's the thing too, and that's what it is too. A lot of times too, people. That's why sometimes a lot of relationships don't work, or it's whatever. It could be man and woman, or like the different relationships, because like that's where it goes into like I did that video on toxic and things, and they to overuse word, because like people aren't going to do everything you like, man. People sometimes you gotta learn how to wink at certain things, man. Wink at certain things and let certain things slide and let certain things go. Like, okay, that's who he is. I was actually talking about that with my brother, man, because that's the reason why people do that, man. It's like, okay, this is a good person, but just because they don't do this everything to a T, like I don't want them. I don't want them in my life anymore. Or I can't rock with them anymore. Like, no, certain things you guys gotta let it slide. Now certain things like there's levels too. It's like, okay, this too kind of, there's extremes in it. There's levels of extremes in it, but it's like certain times it's like, all right, this is what he do. That's who he is. That is what it is. But yeah, man. But yeah. That's neither here nor there, but let me read this again. It said, for many have been deceived by their own vain opinion, and evil suspicion had overthrown their judgment. So yeah, man, exactly. Like, and that's what it is, man. It's like because yeah, it is too. That and that's where that Proverbs 3:30 comes in. Like, that's where that high school spirit or high school that a little bit, because this happens in workplace all the time. This is life. Like, okay, that person say, I was just talking about this with my dad. Oh, I don't like this person. Like, like Brother Chronicles Judah even said, like, well, okay, what did this person do to you? Like, I don't know, I just don't like him. That's like very childish, man. It's like, okay, like, that's why it says strive for not with your neighbor without a cause, or with anybody without a cause, unless they did something to you. But it is what it is, man. It's just like, one, who gives a damn what you like, but also too, man, it's just the fact that, like, it's really is what it is. It is what it is, but but then that kind of goes into what we're talking about, man, because that could actually be a genuinely good person, like, and but this that evil suspicion, like, you play Matlock, you play Perry Mason, you play Inspector Gadget, like, it's actually very wicked. You're just trying to find different reasons in your head for not to like this person, not to look to have evil eye towards this person, like, okay, like when in and a lot of times too, it's all in your head, honestly. Like, because I remember Dave Chappelle, one of his stand-ups, he did a joke. He did, like, he thought, like, he was like at the bar. He said, these younger guys, like, he said, man, I forgot how to spell spirit on me, this energy, like, that they wanted to fight me for some reason, man. As time went on, he said, in the joke, pretty much, he says, listen, oh shit, that was me the whole time. That spirit was coming from me. It wasn't them. They was not worried about me. It was coming from me a lot of times. I was projecting it on them. So that's what happens. But yeah, it's just in Wisdom of Solomon chapter 4 and verse 12. So yeah, man, ain't been deceived by own vain pain. When people show you who they are, man, believe them, man. It's not always in bad, negative aspects, it's a positive aspect. Believe that's who the person is. It's like, I believe, like, that's the most on your house. I said they are. That's who, like, it's who they are. And the actions show they are the word. The word Isaiah 55:11 doesn't come back void. Yeah, exactly. Wisdom of Solomon chapter 4 verse 12. For the bewitching of naughtiness do obscure things that are honest, and the wandering of a concupiscence, I mispronounced that word, concupiscence do undermine the simple mind. So yeah, man, and that's what it is. Let me read this in Good News Translation, because yeah, this might say something that yeah, Wisdom of Solomon 4 and was it 4 and 12? It says, we all know people who can be fascinated by evil. They is Wisdom of Solomon 4 and 12 in the Good News Translation with the Bible. It says, we all know people that can be fascinated by evil, that they cannot recognize what is good even when they are looking right at it. Kind of what we kind of talking about. Kind of, yeah, it's great. I love how this translation, because it's kind of what we was just all talking about when they're looking right at it. And the innocent people can be so corrupted with desire that that they can think of nothing but what they want. So yeah, man. But that was the first part is kind of the point. Like yeah, man, you could be looking right at a good person, right at a good and just righteous person, like is you in the word out the word like too, but that evil suspicion kicks in, like or you're people like I said, you're so into evil, you so had such a negative way of thinking, like and past things are past, and a lot of times come from past experience, upbringing, different situations, whatever. But then you miss a good person, man, like and that evil suspicion go for those you judgment. So yeah, exactly when you're looking right at it. So that actually lines up perfectly what we just talking about, man. So yeah, man, when people show you who they are, believe them, man. It's not, and that's not always in the negative aspect. Let's look at that in the positive aspect too, because it's like, no, actually, since it's 11, and I just read Proverbs 11, man. It's about the balance, man. Let's get this Proverbs 11 real quick, man. That balance, Proverbs 11. It says, and the false balance is abomination to the Lord, but just ways is delight. So yeah, man, all about that balance. Like in context what I'm talking about, but yeah, man. Yeah, man. When some people show you who they are, believe them, man. Like in a good way as well, man. Like no, that's who he is. Okay, this person lines, but I know it is too. But that's what actually brothers actually talking about this in the Discord app earlier this morning. Like even like brothers brought out. I never even looked at like that. The line up Deuteronomy 8 and 2 with Sirach 6, like about proving a friend, because most of your house shots are constantly prove us, so you can constantly prove people, but But so I get that, but when this person has so much longer of a resume, then hey, that's just who the person is. But it's a balance thing too, because Judas things that nature, like there's certain times different spirits will manifest themselves, because people are like like the Bird Chronicle Judas said, a lot of people are out here are good actors, like like you always said, like even like the quote said, when people show you who they are, believing, that's gonna come, like or like the saying goes, real you will come out. So that's true as well. But when people have some extensive resume of showing like they're good, what showing who they are, and just being good, righteous, and upright, yeah, man, it's like yeah, it's just that it could really sometimes like even not I'm saying you, but I'm talking about myself as well. But that evil suspicion or things of that nature, or projecting your past experiences on that person, that's not fair to that person. So yeah, man, and that's just it is what it is, man. So hopefully that was and it is too, yeah. And even like shout out to brother Kwame Cohen, brothers Mashah, and even in that, like even in that, man, like that's why like Judas just ruined his name too. I'm just gonna segue a little bit. He ruined his name, man, because even at that, man, Yahushua still looked at Judas as a brother, like bro Kwame called, and Mashah said, like, listen, man, but he said, listen, I still like he says, listen, this is better if you have been born, but he still looked at him as a brother after that. And you gotta realize too, like offenses will come. The game is, like the wire said, the game is a game too. So a lot of times, like that's why it says listen, no temptation uncommon to man. So it's not like it's nothing that you have, like I haven't I haven't went through, you haven't went through, like all your brothers and sisters went through that somebody in this word hasn't went through, or just other people hasn't went through, man. So it's part of it, man. So it's like it's how he handle it, man. Honestly, easier said than done, but we gotta realize this comes with it, especially when you're serving the Lord. That's what that Sirach 2 is about. This is what you're getting signing up for. You know what it is, like what the time it is. So it is what it is, man. So hopefully it's edifying, man. So peace.